assume?
We never know what would have happened, but Tony had an awesome car. I thought the 48, he was kind of pulling away from me steadily throughout the entire day, but you know, the track was going to tighten up, and we were sort of preparing for that, and that's something we've really kind of had some problems with this year, and we were getting ready to start freeing our car up pretty good for those last little runs there, and I was happy. The car was fast. We had a great car in practice. Right at the end of practice, I told the guy this thing's really good, and Mountain Dew National Guard Chevrolet was great from the drop of the green, and we moved forward all day long. We had great pit strategies, stopping a little bit earlier than most people, gaining some track position that way too.
And I know California not always on your list of top tracks, so you got to feel good. Yeah.
I like this place, man. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe I was thinking results.
Yeah. I haven't run as good here as I would have liked to, but I love the racetrack. The multi-grooves, it's a lot of fun to run on, and you know, it's definitely getting some age on it, but you know, I think the asphalt out there lasts a few more years.
Another great finish for Dale Earnhardt Jr., Chris.
All right, thanks, Chris. 129 laps, and Tony Stewart is your winner, his second victory this year. Dick Berggren is standing by. It's damp, but it's a legitimate victorious celebration, Dick.
Indeed it is. Tony has been hugging his team. You are doing so incredibly well. Are you driving better than you ever have before?
I don't know. I'm definitely not. I mean, I turned 40 last year, and I'm definitely not losing anything with age here. So, you know, but I've got awesome race cars, and it starts with all of our guys at Stewart Haas Racing and the Hendrick Chassis Department, and especially here in California, the Hendrick Engine Department really shows up here. So thank you guys back there in North Carolina, and you know, Office Depot, Mobile One, U.S. Army, Quicken Loans, Outback Steakhouse, Chevrolet, just everybody, Steve Addington and these guys back at our shop. I've been with them most of the winter, and they've been busting their butts, and we got really good race cars.
All green flag pit stops today, not a single mistake by anybody on pit road. How hard do your guys train?
They train real hard. I mean, Joe Patet just, he does a great job as our pit stop coach, and we got a really good staff of guys that work these guys out in the gym at the shop, and you know, they do a lot of pit stop practice. So everybody does. I mean, everybody down through here, all these pit crews work really, really hard. But you know, I'm proud of our guys. They're a fun group of guys, and you know, you know, they're one unit when they're all working out at the shop, and then when we get to the racetrack, we're on the U.S. Army Chevy, or you know, the Office Depot Mobile One Chevy.
Congratulations, Tony Stewart. 2 wins in the first 5 races this year. Chris?
Last year, Tony didn't win until the fall in Chicago, celebrating with Steve Addington his second win already, beating the rain and the other drivers here in Southern California. And he said he was 40, but I'm not losing anything. We'll have more in a moment.
Sometimes people think I have superhuman powers, but I'm just like anyone else. I mean, sure, if I have a chance to help out, I do it again. But I'm just a regular guy who likes hitting things. A lot.
Well, online dating services can get kind of expensive, so to save money, I found a new way to get my profile out there.
Check me out. Everybody says I've got a friendly disposition, and they love my spinach dip. 5'10".
Still doing a little exploring on it.
My sign is Sagittarius, I'm into Spanish cheese. My hairline is receding, but I'm getting the weed.
There's an easier way to save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Research shows that over 99% of Americans are not at their ideal heart health.
Hey Mikey, did you know exercise will lower your risk of heart disease?
Yes, CW, and we look better than ever.
Let's win this thing, boys. I've got to get to my regular checkup.
Mike, this is actually a pretty big race. I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Nervous? You need to relax, Larry. Max, stress is bad for you.
Visit heart.org/foxsports for simple steps to a better, healthier life.
Tony Stewart led 42 laps, and the most important when the rains came, moving out in front to a 129-lap race. He's your winner as we check the unofficial results. You heard from quite a few of these guys. Junior third, Carl Edwards fifth.
Look at Kurt Busch and 9 topped into that team. And Jimmy Johnson, you know, he had that Christmas sweater on in the open and said how much he loved Christmas. It's got to feel like Christmas this week.
He got 25 points back on his appeal earlier, and now just 10th place with a broken car. That's amazing.
And he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and the talk. He had a great week back in his home state of California. Brad Keselowski, the winner in Bristol, said, hey, you know, this really isn't my kind of track. Wound up 18th.
Fast car for Jeff Gordon, 26th place finish. Those hurt. Another guy that had a good car and wound up in the 30s is Jamie McMurray because of pit road problems. This thing went fast, Chris. You make a mistake, there just wasn't any time to recover from them.
And pit road problems also costing Matt Kenseth a little bit later on. But Jeff Gordon, yeah, actually running well late and had that problem late in terms of when this race was officially called. And those are your Auto Club 400 unofficial results. Busch leading the most last 80 as he took off from pole sitter Denny Hamlin to start things. And let's get some final thoughts from Darrell, Larry, and Mike on a rain-soaked victory for Tony Stewart.
Well, it is rain-shortened, Chris, but the best car won. Tony Stewart passed everybody he needed to pass. He's now won half the last 15 races, 1 out of every 10 of his Sprint Cup starts, and today's 46th career win ties Buck Baker for 14th on NASCAR's all-time win list. Wow.
This team, the 14 team with Tony Stewart, he woke up. When they got in the chase last year, I don't know, he slept that first half of last year, but he woke up and he is alive and he is well and he is kicking. That car is amazing. Halfway through this race, it came alive, took off, took the lead, and never looked back.
Larry, a lot of trouble on pit road today. Over a dozen teams had problems that got them a lap or more down and no chance to recover.
Well, I think drivers and teams were thinking about the rain's coming, we got to get to halfway, and I think that's one reason we ran caution-free all 129 laps of this race, trying to pick up speed on pit road, getting on and off pit road. But I'm glad Michael Waltrip pointed out Kurt Busch because he was one of the 9 drivers that stayed out. We didn't talk about Kurt Busch today because why? He was almost a lap down a big portion of that run there. They stay out. Kurt gets his first top 10 finish of the year with Phoenix Racing.
Well, Chris, we talked at the top of the day how vastly different this was from Bristol, and next week we go to our smallest track of Martinsville, Virginia, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
And Tony Stewart singing, dancing in the rain. Thanks, guys. And we showed you moments ago, Michael, the points now that they are official. It's worth a second glance because that second victory for Tony Stewart, the wins, as we know, oh so important, but up to 4th, still Biffle and Harvick, your top 2.
You know what I love about our point system? Denny Hamlin there in 7th is 24 back. He lost 9 points by making that pit road decision. He could be 3rd in the points right now. You just hope those things don't come back to bite you when they add it all up in September.
And the rain helps out Jimmy Johnson. You were quick to point out not only after the ruling on the appeal going all the way to the limit, so just a fine against Chad Knaus and Team 48. Of course, Jimmy Johnson, one of those guys like Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, some of the headline drivers still searching for their first win of the year. Some final thoughts coming up for Tony Stewart's second victory. You're watching NASCAR on Fox from Fontana, California.